Hello, welcome. Happy Monday, hopefully. Who likes Mondays? Definitely not me. So today we're going to be taking a little look at True Off My Chest. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in listening to with me today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Okay, first post posted by Diabolical J. Found the black box of my marriage in a drawer today. 3 years of lies. Oh dear. My daughter, 10, is getting her first phone today. My wife's old S20 that's been sitting in a drawer for years. I was clearing it out to set it up for her and I found a thread from 2023. It's visceral. Sex messages, photos, the whole bit. She was sleeping with a coworker while I was working 16-hour days and struggling with my health. Yeah, no, that's not good. That's not good. How do you come back from finding something like that? Because even if it's not still going on, I think 2023 is not that long ago, let's be honest. Like, it's quite fresh. How do you get past that? I couldn't, don't think, to be honest with you. The kicker, I thought we were great. I've lost 60 kilograms since then, gastric sleeve, worked on myself, and thought our marriage was at its peak. Turns out the last 3 years of happiness was just me living in the dark while she sat on this secret. Honestly, I think even if it wasn't going on anymore, I could not get past that once finding it out. I'm very much one of those that thinks once a cheater, always a cheater in most circumstances. I know that's not going to be the absolute for everyone, but I do think it's pretty common that someone who's comfortable going ahead and doing something like that is probably going to be pretty bloody comfortable to do it again. Because to have a full-on affair behind your husband's back, you've got to have a certain lacking in your morals, really, don't you? Like, no. Anyway, let's continue reading before I waffle on too much about my opinion. I've already been through this once before with an ex. I told myself I was done with this shit. But I have a kid now. I've hidden the phone in the shed. I'm staying sober tonight so I don't do anything stupid. I have to sit across from her at dinner and act like everything is fine for my daughter's sake. 12 years of marriage down the drain because of a drawer in a phone. I can't talk to friends because they're all mutual. Don't expect anyone to fix it. I'm gonna find a way to bottle a nuclear bomb and keep my shit show together. My daughter deserves that and more. Just needed to put this somewhere. I mean, yes, I understand trying to keep a lid on it and work through it for your kid. I don't think you can sit there and just not, at least have a conversation with the wife though about, hey, by the way, I know exactly what you've done. And we need to do something about this. We need to at least find a way to work through this if the OP's wanting to stay. But I also would absolutely understand if the OP was like, I'm out, see you later, ta-ra, love. Anyway, let's have a look at what the comments say, shall we? So Stranger Noises says, your mutual friends are your friends too. My divorce was in different circumstances, but in hindsight, I wish I'd had the self-control to go to my friends for help. Instead, my ex-wife did, leaving me very lonely indeed. And then the OP says, sorry you had this crap in your life too. I'll take your thoughts into consideration. And then Not Kidding 1984 says, whoever goes to the friends first usually keeps them. The tone is set and the narrative established. That's just how it tends to work. Yeah, unfortunately, that kind of is how it tends to work, to be honest. It's usually the person that can get their story in first, whether they are the truthful party or not, is the one that gets believed. I've seen that quite often when I've been reading through stuff on Reddit and threads very similar to this where, someone's cheated and the friends are all very intertwined with both the partner and the OP. And yeah, so I would agree. And not only that, just so the OP's not having to deal with this alone. They shouldn't have to deal with it alone, whether they decide to stay with the wife or whether they don't. they are going to need some support, and they are going to need it to be coming from someone other than the woman that they have just found out has been, sneaking sausage behind their back. So, yeah, hopefully, whatever happens, it's all for the best as far as the OP and the OP's daughter is concerned. So, next post, posted by FriendlyBoat8671, and I said next boat because I was reading the username as I was saying that then, and my mouth got confused, and so did my little brain box. I finally told my old boss why I quit, and he just laughed. What? So, this happened yesterday, and I'm still kind of processing it. I ran into my old boss at a coffee shop in Williamsburg. Haven't seen him in like 8 months since I left the agency. He was with someone, probably a client, and he waved me over all friendly, asked me how freelancing was going, the usual small talk. Then he goes, I never really understood why you left so suddenly. We were about to promote you. And I don't know what came over me, but I just told him. I said I left because he'd take credit for my work in client meetings, because he'd text me at 11 p.m. expecting revisions by morning, because when I brought up burnout, he told me, that's just agency life, and laughed it off. I wasn't even angry when I said it, just stated it like facts. He literally laughed again and said something like, oh, come on, that's just how creative work is. You're being sensitive. Said like a true asshole. The person he was with looked uncomfortable as hell. I just said, okay, and left. Here's the thing. I spent 3 years convincing myself I was overreacting, that I should be grateful for the experience, that maybe I was too thin-skinned for the industry. I went to therapy about it. My roommate watched me cry over a deck redesign at 2 a.m. because he needed it before the morning meeting. It was a Saturday, and he just laughed. I'm not even mad, honestly. I'm relieved, like I finally have confirmation that it wasn't me being weak or unprofessional. He really did think that that was acceptable, and now he's someone else's problem. Goody. I mean, not for the other person, but, goody for the OP. Freelancing is hard and inconsistent, but at least when I work till midnight, it's my choice. And my clients actually know my name now, not just his. Anyway, needed to get that out. Part of me wishes I'd said more, but honestly, his reaction told me everything. Yeah, he's obviously one of those people that's so self-important that he would not even realize that any of those things that you said were a negative. He just thinks, oh, well, that's the way it goes, I've got to get on top, so I'm going to step on everybody else. You should know that's how it goes. The fact that that is such an accepted way of life makes me physically nauseous. I hate it here. I hate it. When are the aliens going to come and take us away? I'll accept having my brain box probed every now and then, once a month if it means I get to get off this friggin' planet. I'll tell you that for free. Do you know sometimes when you listen to yourself say something and then you're like, what is actually wrong with you, like, medically? Anyway, let's have a look at the comments then, shall we? So, Particular Crew 5978 says, if I was that dude's client, I would probably remain polite, but I would definitely be seeking someone else after that exchange out of principle. And then Multicolored Mallory says, that's a solid principle to have. Good on you for recognizing it. Yeah, if I was that client, I would be so put off. Honestly, that would give me the corporate ick, not gonna lie. Next post, Several Corner 3205 says, I'm sitting in my car eating McDonald's because I'm done being a manager at home. Oh, I can feel that some days, honestly. I'm 42, I work 45 plus hours a week, and I think I finally hit my limit today. I realised I'm not really a partner anymore, I'm just an unpaid project manager. A few days ago I decided to just stop. No reminders, no checking the fridge for him, no mental lists. I just wanted to see what would happen if I didn't direct every single move in this house. Well, it took 3 days for it to fall apart. I got home after a 10-hour shift and the first thing he said was, "What's for dinner?" But whatever you put in the microwave, love, honestly. Crack on, pal. I'm having Mackies in the car. Well, he was just sitting on the couch. The fridge is completely empty. I told him 3 days ago we needed food and even put on the shared list, but he just forgot. Then I went to the bathroom and there are no clean towels because he did a load of laundry but apparently didn't know where my towels go. This is sounding an awful lot like weaponized incompetence. Yay! So he just left them in a wet, wrinkled pile in the basket. We have lived in this house for 6 years. I didn't even argue. I just grabbed my keys and left. He's blowing up my phone right now, asking where the dish soap is. Oh my God, man, open your eyes and open a few cupboards, for crying out loud. It's in the same cabinet it's been in since the day we moved in. I'm so exhausted by this mental load. I feel like I'm the only one who has to think ahead or remember anything. I honestly don't even want to go back inside tonight. I just want to vent this out because I feel like I'm losing my mind. I honestly understand completely. I had an ex like that. Genuinely, I was a dick's width away from going down for murder. I swear to God. That is a joke, okay? You two weird AI thingies now that like to try and strike people for everything. It was a joke. Edit, just wanted to say thanks for the support today. I'm finally home and just trying to process all the comments. So many of you DM'd asking how I'm dealing with the physical toll and the burnout from all this stress. It really does wreck your body. Yes, it does. I put the link to the research guide I've been using for my energy and metabolism in my profile bio to make it easier to find. I'm exhausted, so I'm going to sleep. Thank you all. Might I suggest losing the extra baggage? You know, the vaguely man-shaped extra baggage. You'll probably feel a whole lot better, my love, honestly. If that's the way he's acting, flippin' heck. Sounds like you have a child, not a partner. So, down in the comments, this cauliflower1986 says, I felt this at some point and pulled back. Explained to my spouse that I want an equal, not a child, and I'm not his mum. If I've thought about the meals, bought the ingredients, sent you a recipe, and put the ingredients in the fridge, I've helped you cook. To find something, open the cabinets. To see what food is needed, check, etc. Start now. It's not too late. I see you and I totally get it. And then the gov says, yeah, that's not acceptable. I'm a guy and I work 144. Oh, I thought that was a week then. I was going to say, do you get time to breathe and wipe your butt? Every 2 weeks, and I still maintain a high standard of cleaning up after myself, and I do my own laundry and clean up after myself with my girl in the house we share. We aren't married, but living together. She works a lot too, so our schedules don't match, and we just clean up after ourselves independently, so the house is always nice and clean. I'm definitely the less effective one, but I do my best to keep everything caught up. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not hard. If you are an adult, you should know. If you don't know, you are an adult, so you should know how to find out, you know? Don't be relying on your partner to do everything and essentially wipe your ass for you, because that's going to build resentment, and then that's going to end in breaking up. And, you know, clearly no one wants their relationship to go down the poo chute, so perhaps do something to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, so next post was posted by No Watercress 2104. I've been teaching high school Italian for 11 years and I don't actually speak Italian. Okay. Okay. I am so nasally today. I can hear it as I'm like reading and it's driving me wild. It's hay fever season. I am not okay. And also, I choked on a squashy sweet earlier because I was being an absolute gannet and like shoveling them in. And then I choked on one. My life flashed before my eyes, and as the chicken says, it was very boring. Seriously though, don't do that. And the thing that pisses me off the most about it, right? I don't eat sweets normally, ever. Don't eat chocolate, don't eat sweets. I have to really crave them to eat them because I'm just not a sweet food person. And the one time I was craving some sweets and then yeah, nearly died. Do you feel sorry for me? You should. Give me some sympathy. So this happened yesterday and I'm still kind of reeling, honestly. Not sure why I'm posting this, but I need to tell someone. I teach Italian at a public high school in Phoenix, have been for 11 years. The thing is, I don't speak Italian, like at all beyond what's in the textbook. It took 2 semesters in college, got B's, and when they were desperate for a language teacher back in 2014, I just said yes. The pay bump was decent, and I figured out how hard could Italian 1 be. I stayed 1 chapter ahead of the kids, used Google Translate a lot, played a lot of vocabulary games and cultural videos. Yesterday, this new transfer student walks in from Milan, actually Italian. I've had exactly 1 native speaker in all these years, and she was adopted as a baby, so it was fine. Yeah, but if she was adopted as a baby, but she's a native speaker, what does that have to do with it? Like, I'm assuming she became a native speaker after being a baby, you know? So I'm not sure where the difference is there between the student who was a native speaker but adopted and the person from Milan, but okay, anyway. I don't understand that. Okay, editing me here just real quick because I know someone's going to be like, well, yeah, because they were adopted as a baby, so they don't speak it anymore. Okay, let me just say that OP says they are a native speaker. You learn to speak after you're a baby, which implies that she speaks Italian natively now. That is why I'm confused. Is she a native speaker or is she an Italian? Is she from Italy but was adopted as a baby, so obviously now does not speak the language? I need to know, and I don't know why I'm so stuck on this, honestly, quite frankly. But this kid, he started talking to me in Italian after class and I just froze. I understand maybe every 5th word. I panicked and said my family's dialect is really different. I'm not even Italian. I'm Irish and German. And then I was late for a meeting. He looked so confused and disappointed. The thing that's messed up is I'm actually a good teacher. My students do fine on the AP exam. They like my class. I make it engaging. But I've been living with this gnawing feeling that I'm a fraud for over a decade, and now it's caught up to me. Right, okay. I have a question, OP. Why, when you've been doing this for 11 years, have you not at least learnt Italian by now? Like, you know, this is your job. You know that you are teaching Italian and you know that you don't speak it. So why have you not just learnt it as you go? Like, in 11 years, surely you could have learnt it by now. Like, I think if I really put my mind to it, I could probably learn another language. Well, actually, saying that though, sometimes I question my own ability to speak English, and I'm a native English speaker, so, yeah. Anyway, my principal doesn't speak Italian either. Neither does anyone in admin. The textbook basically teaches itself at this level, to be honest. I feel like an asshole, but also, I don't know. Part of me thinks this is just how things work. Like, half the people teaching aren't experts in their subject. My ex-wife's dad taught Spanish for 30 years and told me once he was conversational at best. I'm not looking for advice, I know what this is. Just needed to say it out loud. Okay, so wait there. What year group is the OP teaching? Public high school. Okay, so high school. So I don't know what you go up to age-wise in the US for high school, but over here it's like 16 is the eldest. So yeah, obviously you're not going to be teaching, I suppose, intense languages, but still, to literally not be able to speak the language that you're teaching for 11 years, I just think you could have learnt it in that time. And I can only go off my own experience at school, and obviously my experience of my kids being at school. When I was in high school, it was all like French. We all learned French. High school and middle school, it was always French. And I know that the French teacher in middle school spoke fluent French. And the French teacher at high school, I'm not sure because I didn't listen and I got kicked out all the frigging time, so I can't actually remember. I was a little bit of a reprobate for a little while there. I just really struggled. If I felt like I wasn't very good at something, immediate loss of interest. Like, that is just what I was like as a kid. In fact, I'm a bit like that now. I'm a bit of a perfectionist sometimes, to my own detriment, honestly. Anyway, and that I know for my youngest, their Spanish teacher is Spanish. And my own experience, they've always known how to speak fluently the language that they're teaching. I don't know. Let me know. What do you think on that one? I'm not sure, because I suppose if all the students are passing and then they're getting by with the knowledge that the OP is able to give them, it's not like they're not getting enough. I just find it wild teaching a language you don't speak, I suppose. Anyway, down in the comments, Asriel13 says, "You've taught this subject for 11 years. You could have learnt the language yourself in that time." That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Thank you very much. I'm very confused by that, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, I think that's all we've got time for today. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Coven of Void. Welcome. Don't forget to leave the offering of a comment for Big Al. He really likes them. He does. He told me, by the way, he told me. Anyway, whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye.